Well then, I guess that's... Yo, what is going on, you amazing Star vs fanatics of the internet, and welcome into once again another Star vs analysis. As usual, there was much revealed, especially in part B of this episode, and so without further ado, let's do this. But before we tear into this beast, it's time that I first ask you all this very question. Do you like the genre fantasy? Because most likely you do, since you are watching an analysis about a fantasy cartoon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the one and only free video game Raid Shadow Legends, also known as the game ranked #1 in the role-playing games in the Play Store. Forget all you know about games like World of Warcraft when you can experience a high-definition on-the-go game. With an exquisite plot-driven storyline, fantastic eye-popping graphics, holy freaking crap! Player versus player battles, and hundreds of champions you can choose from. Now, not only is it available on both iOS and Android devices, but there's a special tournament happening as I speak, and the audience of players are only growing. Download Raid through my exclusive link at the bottom of my description box, and you can win 50,000 silver in-game immediately, which can be used for many things such as armor upgrades and more. Plus, if you sign in now, you can personally even invite me to insane competitions and be entered into their special launch tournament. So what are you waiting for? Go on right ahead and create your own Plarium account online and sign into awesome. So, the episode starts off with an epic save from Star Butterfly bringing her entire group of friend army. And even though Talon and the quirky guy was included into the equation, Hekapoo is still nowhere to be seen. Star either didn't have the time to look for her, or Hekapoo was still too preoccupied with helping Mina. While Star manages to pin down the Solarian soldier for a bit, they help Eclipsa recover after that recent encounter. Afterwards, Star and the gang then get on the search for the warrior and then split up once they see a helpless monster who fell victim to it. And I don't know why people keep splitting up in almost every single show, but it next to never works. Oh my gosh, Fred, in this madness. So of course, one group gets bodied due to them being caught off guard, or at least poor Quirky does. I mean, that guy was cursed with the bad luck charm in that other episode, so I guess I wasn't too surprised when it happened to him, but still, I mean, right through the chest this poor guy had to deal with. Now, thankfully, in part B of this episode, we do see him as one of the patients inside of the monster temple. And what this entails is that though being hit in any way with the sword may be painful, it doesn't seem to be a regular warrior sword that stabs, but instead marks a dangerous symbol of death to each victim until it completely covers the body, slowly killing them. Or at least I'm sure that's what's to happen. Eclipsa and Janna's faces weren't exactly too happy to see what the next page of results were for that Solarian flesh wound. And let's be honest, this is what Solaria was most notably known for doing, killing monsters. Going back to Star and the rest, we have Seahorse, who I believe is now off of probation, still filming for the Ponyhead show. And what they find out is Talon paralyzed after his short encounter with the soldier. Now, Kelly, Jorby, and Rich Pigeon attempt to help out, only to immediately become subdued by the warrior as well. Don't you just love it when minor characters instantly get swept away in combat in every major battle, only to be set aside as a complete laughingstock? Yeah, this reminds me of almost every single Dragon Ball Z movie. Krillin, just stay down, you are trash. Anyways, Ponyhead even tries to charge in with her horn extensions. Get it? 'Cause she's a pony. And then it skips over to Eclipsa planning out an idea with Janna and the same soldier from the season 3 finale special. I guess it's nice to see that he's still loyal to Eclipsa after that entire ordeal and more. Janna suggests that the best option would be to try and blow the soldier up with some explosives, since that would be the most earthly thing to do. Funny thing is, joke's on them. I'm pretty sure you're a human too, dude. It then continues back to Star and Ponyhead, who gets a few jabs onto the armor compared to everyone else before failing herself. And when all hope seems lost, Star is there to take a hold onto the Solarian sword using her rainbow fist. Soon, it nearly gets to Star. However, while Ponyhead encourages her to do better, she manages to transform into a rainbow soldier giant using magic. This reminded me of when Star used magic in the episode Baby from season 2, when she remained focused under pressure and managed to release a powerful spell. Star is able to do some brutal damage on this soldier, alongside with Janna and Eclipsa, who pushes down a cart full of explosives. That is until it miraculously gets up and then attempts to slice Star, just missing her face. Unfortunately, she doesn't last much longer and then is saved by Eclipsa, who dips down and uses a certain spell that we've heard of before.
I call a spell which has no name. My mother's gift with which she reigned. eclipse my heart with rightful power. Stand before the queen and cower!
And of course, what else would this be but the spell we saw being taken by Eclipse's spells in the episode titled The Spell with No Name. And let me tell you, quite honestly, I was shocked to learn that it wasn't the spell from Moon the Undaunted. I really believed that it was a spell coming from out of her room. Instead, it was a spell that Eclipse's mother used and was probably one of the same spells that hadn't been used for centuries that the MHC were referring to. After the showdown between Eclipse and what seemed to be Mina Loveberry, it's revealed by Marco that it wasn't Mina once he returned from escaping out of Butterfly Castle. This was a clever twist because I didn't see it coming at all. And a big clue that they left in the previous episode was that Sebastian never was shown bringing Mina's helmet. And I just love how they never show the guy's face, so I guess whenever this guy was gonna get freaking murdered, it wouldn't be as violent. Plus, I guess I should have known that Mina would have been talking throughout the entire battle, rather than being completely silent throughout the fights. By the way, Tom Still from this moment hasn't been seen ever since the Magic Realm trip, and I'm starting to get worried. Cause like how quite a few of you mentioned in my previous analysis video, Tom was not with Star, Marco, and Jana when they were shown being zapped back to Muni. Tom was still trapped in his seatbelt in Oscar's car, so it's either that Star's Millhorse eventually rescued him after finding him since he was close to the Muni well, or he may become one of the corrupted magical beings from within the Magic Realm. Can you imagine if Star and the rest had to fight off Mina and the newly corrupted Millhorses and or friends? Then I guess the ending really would be Star versus the forces of evil. We are then shown not only Mina on her way to Monster Castle, but an entire army ready to wage war. And I would be passing out too if it took me using an extremely destructive spell in order to finish off one warrior, but yet there's about a dozen left. However, she most likely could have done one of two things. Find certain humans who voluntarily wanted to rebel against Eclipse, or she just used another magical potion and or spell to revive her lost comrades. As for how Mina managed to gather more Solarian warriors, I'm not 100% certain. She does refer to her fallen soldier by his name, Dug, so I really do feel as if she somehow brought her old team back to life. The show specifically mentioned how Mina was the only survivor over and over again. Now there is a particular spell I used in a theory about Toffee's possible return using Skywind's spell to relive the dead. But the big kicker here is that a wand is required to stick into the ground for it to work. However, I wonder if they might use this to fight off the warriors and the forces of evil in the realm, cause they're gonna need their very own army for all of this. So in part B, they retreat inside and try planning out another attack, all while Mina explains that until the crow from the cockerel she brings is heard, the battle will begin. Or should I say war, cause holy fish. However, surprisingly enough, that is unless Eclipse surrenders alongside with Globgor. Moon eventually then swoops in with River by her side in order to help as well. And one scene that I truly had the feels for was when River tries to cheer Globgor up once witnessing the wound overwhelming his body. Just seeing River of all people even being worried by this was quite emotional. River knows of his pain and must also take a liking to his attitude being a father for his family. Eclipse and the rest try to continue on with planning out how they're going to be fighting in the battle again, this time with Buff Rock, who admits to his ancestors clearly being dominated by the Solarian soldiers and dying.
Whoa, they fought those things? How'd they do?
Bad. Very bad. Everyone die.
It was funny at first hand by the way he said it, but just by looking back at Munipin's day, now we understand what Marco was saying when he said it seemed unfair. Eclipse and Moon then have a serious discussion about another plan that may be another option. Despite all the damage caused by Eclipse's incredibly dark spell, she debates on whether or not using it again on Mina for real this time may provoke the other soldiers from attacking. That alone was another sign that Eclipse can be quite careless when it comes to getting things what she needs done, much like, unfortunately, her mother. And by the way, I don't know if this was intentional or not. I just love how they aired this episode on Mother's Day, so I don't know, I just wanted to mention that in the analysis video. Moon then even comes up with the sudden solution to instead surrender and that the entire operation would be cancelled. And boy oh boy, Everything sure is sounding a bit suspicious coming from Moon now. But then the episode skips back to Marco and Star, since Star makes up an excuse to drag Marco alongside with her, supposedly helping to evacuate the pig goats. When in reality, it was just her way of letting him know that he confessed within the realm of magic just before she herself fell victim to the magic. So finally, Marco has no other choice but to admit to him always liking Star since the first time they met, and that he felt as if was love at first sight. Now, I had no idea he had feelings for her from that long ago. Holy crap. Wow. But also, yeah, chill. You guys are like 15 years old. Star and Marco finally return after that fire kiss, only to find Moon and Eclipsa practically at each other's throats. And man, was Eclipsa heated up. It's laid out on the table that Moon was the one who called Mina to bring on the attack on Monster Temple and turn in Eclipsa and Globgor. And Eclipsa has the right to be furious with her. She brought all of the monsters in danger, especially her husband Globgor. And even though Moon blatantly admits to the fact that she did not intend for all of that to happen, she still had no right to send Mina of all people. Now, we've only mainly seen Star's perspective on how Eclipsa is as a person, so it's possible that she may know something else that we don't know about Eclipsa. Because even though through thick and thin, Moon has consistently been on her toes when around Eclipsa and still didn't trust her, despite the MHC being liars. This will possibly also explain who is responsible for sending Mina in Season 3's episode Monster Bash. The whole time, it could have been Moon, even though this also kinda confuses me. I mean, wasn't Moon skeptical of Mina's behavior in Ghost of Butterfly Castle, and it seemed as if Mina was trying to get Moon's approval. Perhaps Mina wasn't necessarily working for Moon for that long, but still, it's kinda confusing. Didn't Moon herself say that it was all Eclipsa's problem to deal with, as if she wasn't gonna take any part in it? Maybe her mind changed after the MHC probably told Moon of Eclipsa using dark ancient spells. But anyways, this was another tremendously amazing episode, and I really can't wait till the next one. Also, don't forget to download Raid Shadow Legends if you're truly interested in free giveaways. This has been The Next Big Thing, and I will catch ya all in the next one. Peace!